It's a night like any other, full of darkness and stars so distant they don't matter at all. As you walk through the park, you can't help but look at them, glittering in the sky, so far, so distant, making everything feel so small. You can't help but to take a deep breath as you continue your late-night walk. Others would find it peculiar to go for a jog almost around midnight. However, the silence, the insignificance of it all finds you a sense of peace, a much-needed silence from the chaos that is the day-to-day life in a busy city. Some would call this activity dangerous. Your friends and family have been constantly telling you to give up this dangerous hobby, to not venture into the deep night. They all had the same reason. There were bound to be people with sketchy characters that would try to attack a lone man walking in the park in the middle of the night. You know this very well, and that is also why you carry a switchblade in your pocket. Going on a night walk with a knife in my pocket. It's a peculiar habit, but I am not alone. You tell yourself as you walk along the path of the empty park, your eyes fixed on the distant bench. Even from where you can standing, you can tell that there is a man sitting on the bench, maybe tired from his own midnight walk. Maybe he needed some time to himself, not to be lonely, but to be alone. You muse to yourself as you see your own reflection in him. For some reason, you do not feel like ignoring the man and going on your way. Maybe it's the sense of similarity you're feeling in him. You feel the urge to talk to him, share how tiresome the days are and how relaxing night walks can be. People who go for such late walks are few after all, and it would always help to know the regulars from the occasional muggers and thieves. Your feet carry you forward, the distant bench moving closer and closer. As you get closer to him, you notice that he has his face down, hiding behind his hands that is holding his head. You know that position well. After all, it is something you find yourself doing almost every day in the office, stressed out by the hectic environment and terrible coworkers. You feel a sense of relief, as you feel it was fate of some kind or overall gladness for having decided to talk with the man. It helped to talk when one was stressed out. Of course, the person and surrounding mattered when one shared their burdens, but that was perfect as well. What better place than an empty, relaxing park and a person who shares the same interest as you? Hello there, buddy. You seem stressed out. Want to share what's bothering you? You ask, trying to sound as helpful and caring as possible. However, there is no reply. The man continues to sit on the bench, his face down, completely ignoring you. You felt a little annoyed at being ignored, but also understand that maybe the man was too stressed to notice you. You move closer to the bench, sitting on the empty spot next to the man. Hey, had a rough day? You ask again, this time tapping his shoulder to get his attention. That seemed to do the trick as the man finally looks up, his face facing you. However, it is not the stressed out, depressed face you were expecting. The man's mouth was open, a silent scream that could not be heard. The man had no eyes. Instead, crab-like legs were coming out of his eye sockets, nose, and mouth. You stand up in horror as you see his face, not just because you are terrified, but because you recognize the monster as well. Nose crab, you mutter as you recall what you know about the monster. SCP-1104, commonly referred to as nose crab, is a species tentatively identified as a member of order Chelicerata. The life cycle of SCP-1104 comprises of at least two distinct phases, the first being a larval stage approximately 0.4 millimeters in diameter. At irregular intervals, larval SCP-1104 are expelled from lava tubes at concentrations of up to 200 individuals per cubic meter. You hurriedly take a few steps back, covering your own nose and face out of instinct. Looking at the crab-like limbs coming out of the man's face, you find yourself feeling your own face to confirm its normality. A brief moment of calm covers you, as you feel happy at not having to share the man's fate. However, it does not last long. As you look at the creature, the nose crab still in the man's head, a sense of panic and disgust fills you. Your instincts tell you to run away, to not bother with this, but you can't as you feel drawn to this man's plight. You recall everything you know about the creature in hopes of finding a way to free the man. When inhaled, larvae SCP-1104 will adhere to nasal mucosa, where they excrete an array of H1 receptor antagonists that suppress both local inflammation and implantation of further larvae. Over a period of 6 to 8 months, SCP-1104 will grow and extend appendages through the host's ethmoidal canals. Hosts generally remain unaware of the presence of SCP-1104 apart from persistent but nonspecific headaches. Upon maturation, SCP-1104 will begin applying pressure to the host's optic nerves, causing obstruction of the central visual field. This pressure is applied selectively when the host is not oriented towards the local gradient of atmospheric hydrogen sulfide, which SCP-1104 can detect through the host's inhalations. After an initial period of distress, the host will begin to prefer to face and travel in the direction where they do not experience visual disturbance, thus tracing the source of hydrogen sulfide. Upon reaching a zone of sufficient hydrogen sulfide concentration, SCP-1104 projects appendages into the host's prefrontal cortex, causing unconsciousness, during which SCP-1104 exits the hosts via the ocular cavity. After leaving a host, SCP-1104 attempts to locate and enter the source of hydrogen sulfide, such as a lava tube or sewer pipe. Attempts at surgically removing or poisoning a fully developed SCP-1104 results in immediate elicitation of its exit response. Post-exit, hosts exhibit complete spontaneity due to orbitofrontal lesions and die shortly. It should leave if it feels threatened, you mutter to yourself as you cautiously take out the knife in your pocket. What am I thinking? You think to yourself as you take out the handkerchief from your other pocket and tie it around the lower half of your face. You know what you're attempting is stupid, that the handkerchief was no protection at all. However, it did help to ease your mind even a little. Besides, using a handkerchief to protect my face is nothing compared to the stupid action I'm about to commit. You mutter to yourself as you look at the man again. You still have time to run away, mind your own business. But looking at the despairing look on the man's face, you know you would not be able to live with yourself if you backed down now. Your hands tremble as you lunge forward with full force, trying to cut one of the crab legs. However, you miss, stumbling to the ground. Sensing the danger, the monster, made the host body move. Your heart begins to race as you wonder what the monster is going to do to you. You hurry and cover your face, hoping that you could avoid the worst outcome. You close your eyes, waiting for the monster to take action. However, minutes pass, and nothing happens. You slowly open your eyes to find that the monster has just simply left. Maybe it found the location, the sewer pipe or lava tube it was looking for, meaning dealing with you was no longer its priority. A sense of relief overcomes you as you slowly get to your feet and run towards your home. As you run, you think that perhaps it was about time you listened to your family's advice and stopped going on late-night walks after all. You might not be so lucky next time.
Thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, and never miss an update.